go a lot now to Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, but I've been all over Africa, North Africa, Egypt. They're usually doing 3 and 4 day conferences where they bring the people together and we provide the food, transportation, sometimes lodging, which is sometimes mats on the floor. But we spend about 5 hours a day teaching classes, and we leave them the notes and the materials that we're teaching so that they can go back to their churches and teach their people, because we're teaching the leadership of the churches. I'm 81 years old. I've had 2 hip replacements, and so I do only require 3 things when I travel. I require a safe place to sleep, a clean place, not too many roaches running around, and I need what they call an English toilet, a sit-down toilet. Can't use the squats anymore, but no, I could easily sleep on a mat. In fact, many of the places I sleep, it feels like you're sleeping on a mat. It's so hard. And I don't need running water. I don't need power or electricity, because I know that I'm going to be only there about a month and then I'm going to come back to that. So you can survive out in the bush. And whether it's a mud hut, grass roof, it doesn't matter, because it's temporary. So many of these pastors' wives all over the world were struggling in their marriage. They felt neglected, they felt overworked, they felt unappreciated, and I had been through all that. And so I started sharing with the pastors' wives the things that God had taught me in my own marriage. And then when my husband died, I thought maybe that my ministry would be ended, but the supporters in the churches said, no, what you're doing is important. And so I was able to continue. If you're married, you're going to be under attack, because the enemy is trying to destroy all marriages. But if you're in ministry, then you're under double attack. Because if you can destroy a marriage, you can destroy a ministry. I think a lot of times women, we enjoy being critical of whatever situation we're in. And we need to be the ones who jump into that criticism and bring out the positive things. Bitterness is rottenness to the bones, it says, and I think a bitter, critical spirit is unhealthy. Well, there's been many times in my life I've wanted to quit, whether it was being a mother or being a wife or being even a missionary. I've had malaria several times. I had got chikungunya fever this year, and I didn't know whether that was going to be able to put me down under. I have had some times when it's just been hard. One thing that's very encouraging and helpful for me is God says, don't worry about tomorrows and the tomorrows and the tomorrows. If you can get through to bedtime, and usually I can think, well, I can get through to bedtime tonight. That's all. Just think about what you have to do between now and bedtime. Even when I've been in Africa and I've thought, well, I've got another 2.5 weeks. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I think, well, right now I can do today. I also found that I had some older women in my life that encouraged me, that were far down the road, and that said, Carol, persevere. The road is rocky. Sometimes it's smooth. Sometimes it's very steep, but persevere. In fact, when I was struggling so badly in my marriage, I ran to my good friend who was back in the church where I had been for 17 years, and I spent 3 days with her pouring out my woes and why I wanted to give up, and she listened to me and was so sweet to take me in and talk to me. And then after the 3rd day, she said, okay, Carol, I've listened to you for 3 days. We prayed together. Now you need to go home. And she sent me away. And I appreciated that she spoke into my life with compassion, but with honesty, and never criticized me or the situation I was in. And I think that we need to surround ourselves with women like that.